How do you think the Conservative Party should be approaching those big challenges? Public finances, very tight. We know that. What would you like to see?
Here's old school Tory Dominic Grieve being interviewed on Talk Radio, finally talking some sense of why the Tories lost the general election and what they need to do if they ever want to get back into power.
To be the focus of the Conservative Party as it tries to rebuild and win back some of those millions of votes that it's lost?
The Conservative Party has lost millions of votes in all directions. And it's lost those votes because it's lost the support of Middle England, what I would call respectable, centrist, right of centre people who think the Conservative Party has completely lost its way, largely through Brexit, but then through the antics of Boris Johnson and Liz Truss. So total breakdown of trust and an appearance of incompetence. And also hemorrhaged votes, I have no doubt about that, to reform, because some of the people who traditionally voted Conservative because they thought that the Conservative Party understood them have gone off to reform, partly because the Conservative Party has failed completely to explain to these people, whilst some of the things that they are worried about do not have easy solutions.
So there does seem to be a bit of a dilemma here, Dominic, doesn't there? Because there are some within your party saying, look, we've got to address the voters who've left to go and support reform. We need to be tougher on immigration. We need to be talking about pulling out of the ECHR and so on. And we have others who are saying, well, we need to actually get back those who've gone to the Lib Dems, who are more concerned about the environment, who would like a more pro-European policy, perhaps. I mean, where do you think the future direction of the Conservative Party should go?
I have absolutely no doubt that if the Conservative Party doesn't move back to being a centre-right party, it'll never be elected again. That, it seems to me, to be as overwhelmingly obvious, because that is, in fact, where its track record has always lain. And if they abandon that, then they are going to, they may think that, oh, well, we just bring back these reform voting voters, but actually those voters won't come back. They will never recover them unless they're prepared to emulate policies which reform are advocating and which in practice are complete dead ends and incapable of implementation. So they need a twin-track approach. One is to come across as a reasonable and sensible opposition with policies, and those will only develop over time as Labour gets into difficulty, which most governments do. And then secondly, that they come across as moderate and sensible, whereas the impression that they've been conveying in the last few years is that, in fact, they're a mixture of incompetence and pursuing fantasy policies which are in practice undeliverable.
Click here for batshit cleverly trying to scare you silly about migrants.